What's the most important company right now, and what's your favorite device at this moment in this video space? Greg, you can start. What's the most important company in this? I mean, Google just bought AdMob. If you're talking about mobile advertising, Apple obviously is going to be a big player in this.
It's a really good question. I mean, my head is so around the iPad and the iPhone right now that, for good or bad, I think they sort of are the most relevant. I mean, you asked, what are you developing for? Well, I think it goes without saying that we're developing for the iPhone and then Android and
the others,
RIM. Right. I mean, it's the market saturation.
And what's your device you think is most exciting, personally?
I think the iPad is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
For me, it's probably, hey, it's not the first time it's happened to me, so don't worry about it. For me, it's really, I think, the Google Nexus One, I think, is really pretty exciting. I'm very excited about what's happening with mobile operating systems and people opening them up, people delivering devices that have both compelling features as well as the resources to fuel those features to create compelling user experiences. And I also think that providing open, kind of free reign ecosystems where people can really experiment and deliver different types of applications and different types of business models, really net at the end of the day
open systems
is the best thing for the consumer.
Versus
the best thing
like
for
a fascist, vertically
a walled
integrated
garden. Yeah, a
company with an excellent, unerring sense of design, for example.
With a very strict business model that doesn't allow for a lot of innovation in the advertising.
Honestly, so at this point, why should he? I have to say, it's probably like.
Are we talking about someone in specific?
Yeah,
so,
no.
I would actually, I mean, looking at it through the lens of local, I would say Google, and it's not even close right now. I actually look at Google doing in mobile and in local what Microsoft did in the 1990s.
Which part?
They're using their market share and their cash to effectively buy a dominant position. I think if you look at how they've changed their algorithms recently in local to make sure that Google results return at the top of the list and create basically two-click experiences to get to other local content providers, et cetera. I think they're going to do the same thing with carriers in terms of buying positioning on the devices, and I really see them trying to do exactly what Microsoft did in the mid-late 90s.
Don't you imagine if they're sitting in a room somewhere and someday someone's going to go mad and decide pink, anything with pink is going to rise on the algorithm, like something crazy.
And then all the businesses who focus on blue are going to lose 50%.
Right, exactly. They just decide one day, I think it's pink today.
And that's the world we're increasingly living in.
I'd agree with you on that.
I mean, I'll say combination. I mean, I think, when you work for a big company, you want to participate with somebody who has scale. So, that's the iPhone right now. But I'm excited that, Google is in the fray because I believe that competition is good. And I think that I don't believe, although it is an unerring design, I don't believe in the walled garden model at the end of the day. And so I think another person coming in to challenge the incumbent with an open environment is going to be good overall for consumers, publishers, for everybody.
And what device do you think is really exciting?
I mean, I have the iPhone now. That's the biggest life-changing device, especially the new version that I've had. I'm kind of hard switching devices, so I don't know if I'll give the Droid a try. I hope somebody I know close gets one so I could try it out. But I just think that is the most revolutionary thing that's happened. I mean, we're a big, huge Apple family. We've got multiple, Apple TV, iPhones, touches, everything in our house. And I will definitely get an iPad. I'm kind of looking at it. I was resistant to the Kindle just because I don't like the form factor in the black and white. And I think that page-turning technology, that's going to tip me over to getting rid of my paper and my magazines and things like that. So, but that's what I'm looking at it for, is a more replacement for text.
Not games or anything like that? Your kids will
I'm not a big gamer. My kids are, and that's the thing about the kids are fine watching video and playing games on an iPhone or a touch. My kids will watch video all day long on that. I don't think they need anything bigger, and it's not just snacks. They'll watch a full movie on that. So
right. I'd agree.
Yeah.
I think it's Apple's actually the most important company, and it's hands down because there is a difference in terms of the language that content companies speak and technology companies speak, and they've actually shown that they can actually translate between the two in terms of what they've done with music. And I would say that, sometimes when you're talking about the content, it doesn't come down to algorithms. And so it does come down at the end of the day to user experience, and I think they're going to crack that. In terms of device, I think I think will make a huge impact over the next year, I think it's going to be the iPad. It's going to be the same way. Someone compared it to the transistor radio in terms of being mobile, where you can take radio from room to room to room. It's going to be the same thing where if you think about it, in some respects, you're going to have a television screen. You can carry from place to place to place.
A lot smaller, actually.
Yeah.
It's not as fat as it looks in person. It looks on the screen, it looks quite fat and stubby, but it's actually not. Last one?
So I feel like enough love has been bestowed on Apple.
I don't think they
Google,
love it. I think they feel like they live in a beautiful fascist environment. It's a pleasure.
They're lovely. And I have an iPhone. I love it too. But just to pick up on Jennifer's point, the device that I'm kind of most enamored with right now is actually Xbox. So watching Netflix via Xbox Live, catching up on television that I didn't watch because I don't have Showtime, navigating the web with a super interesting interface. I think they're going to, they'll roll Natal out pretty soon, and that whole kind of virtual touch environment will really revolutionize things. So, that to me is a enormously kind of powerful factor here. So.